As you know me, my name is Sata. Please, if you have any question, drop the email. I'll try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Today lesson LO2 learning outcome 2, which we go through. Understand the nature and the importance of internal control. During lesson 1, we discuss about what is meant by assurance. We discuss about auditors give the not absolute assurance. A data can give the assurance. It can be positive or negative assurance, but not absolute insurance. We can say 100% is true. We can based on the observation based on the facts and figures. Internal control. Control. Why is the control? Control is a very crucial in any organization to run the things effectively because the core control is mean corrective actions. Yeah, that's why audit assurance we had discussion. Always good to reflect what you know about assurance. Assurance mean anyone any question, guys? Let's we mentioned Enron. You know the company Enron. We have if you want to search it, you can Enron scandal. Yeah, so you can find how the creative accountant manipulate the king due to because it's a problem internal control. Yes, so creative accounting issue of internal control. This future accounting, yes, based on they expecting and that they including figures these. So those were the key things which we can look around. That's why the Enron is one of the biggest company and the greatest scandal which we need to be think about. That's huge impact, every industry. Those people were working, the accounting standard change and assurance and so that's the huge which we can in the UK recently. Trillion construction company in the which is pension good 75 million shortfall. That's huge which we belongs to the control system or not appropriate, they not highlight the thing of the risk. Okay, so component of internal control, both computerized and the manual system, consideration for the control environment, preventive and defective control in internal control, internal audit, assurance risk is mean the probability of in happening anything or the chance of occurrence. So component risk can be the model which we can look at on the inherent risk, which is inherently the business will have. Control risk is maybe the control system not appropriate. Detection risk because the things are not detected, it can be risk itself, and the legal responsibility and liability. So method of minimizing the risk, we can look around SARA approach like transfer the risk, involve the risk, do internal control strong that will help you to audit engagement and exercise professional judgment. That all will be within our discussion will cover is the indicative content that we're supposed to discuss. Okay. So we have the criteria, identify the needs of organization, have effective system of control, discuss the needs and the main area of business, they need effective control, component of internal control, computerized environment, explain our internal control, evaluate conclusion, and we can look around the analyze the internal control, mitigate the risk, that's reduce the risk. So what is the internal control? The process is design and implement and maintain those change those charged with the governance. Governance is like the corporate governance. There is the mean executive, non-executive, where we have a voting system, we have a compliance procedure for other personnel and to provide the reasonable assurance, both achievement of the in, entity objective. Objective mean end result, what we want to be achieve, with the regard of the reliability of the financial reporting, effectiveness, efficiencies of operation in compliance with the applicable law and regulations. We can look around the component of internal control, control environment, risk assessment, information system, relevant for financial reporting, control effectiveness, and monitoring of control. We can look around the relevant of core control. Not all the control are the relevant for the detailed risk. audit, we can look at our auditors with the primary concern with those with the part of the management of risk. We can look around, may give rise the material misstatement in the financial statement. Hello, welcome.
Hi,
Hi, thanks for joining.
sorry I'm late.
No,
I
no,
couldn't get.
that's fine. No issue. You're just in time. We just started. Yes. So, if any question you can ask. So, today lesson is focus heavily internal control, and we're looking why is important internal control and help to reduce the risk in audit, and we're looking LO2 learning outcome two of this, in which we had lesson one. We discuss about assurance. We discuss about editors give positive, negative assurance, but never give absolute assurance. Thus we have a assurance engagement last lesson, and today we are discussing about internal control. Any question? No.
Not so far.
Okay, thank you. Let's then carry on. Okay, so component of internal control, we have ISA, which is called International Standard of Assurance 315. State, that detail need to understand the entity's internal control and assist you in the process, identify the five component of internal control, the control environment, entity risk assessment process, how they assess the risk, information system, control objective, monitoring of control, and the control environment, what we sort of they in place. We can look around the control environment, include the governance and the management function in our organization, clear role and responsibility, segregation of duties. We can say it focus on largely the attitudes, awareness, action and responsibilities are responsible of designing, implement and monitoring internal control system. Element of control environment relevant when the details obtain an understanding include the following: communication and enforcement of integrity and ethical value. Integrity mean honesty, ethical is mean morally correct things, commitment to the competencies, and participation by those charged with the governance, their participation, management philosophies, and operating cycles. We can look around organization structure, assignment of authority, responsibility, and a human resource policy. These are all part of which we can look around. Okay, so when we look at the control environment, attitudes and aware of the action, communication, enforcement, integrity, commitment, completeness, management philosophy like leadership style. Even yes, we can look around autocratic, democratic, free runner, transactional leader, what sort of it match with the organization culture and industries in requirement. Assignment of authorities and responsibility, human resource policies and risk assessment can be reporting properly, operating properly, and keeping in the law. That is quite crucial, which we look around. Information system is the information infrastructure, physical hardware, software, people, procedure, the data that are the secure, and if we have any problem in the IT, what are the backup system in place. So policies and procedures is need to be ensured that the management uh, directives which are the carried out, the performance review, information processing, physical control, segregation of duty, there won't be the conflict. So monitoring system, a process, of assess the quality of internal control performance over a period, operating as the intended and modified as the appropriate and internal function it may be performed. Then internal control, we can look around the statutory requirement, which is the companies required by law to keep up accounting record, disclosure with the reasonable accuracy of the affairs of the companies, and a detailed assess, whether the system allow this director to carry out this duty. Walk through the test. We have walked through the test. We involve, details tracing one or more transactions through the system and observing the application of the control system on those transactions, like you assigning you're giving the credit to someone, what you check it, did you check their references, you check the credit scoring, you check ask their financial statement, and based on the scoring, which method you use to and credit being given. Okay, role from the discussion from the management and the staff. However, it's ensure the system operate as it's been stated. So walkthrough test is undertaken. Control risk assessment. When the system is a walkthrough, the editors can make an assessment control risk. If we look the risk, which we can look around within the chapter as well, but we look in here in the assignment. Okay. So that's quite crucial, which we need to be test of control, which we can look around. These are inquiries about the observation and control, inspection of the document, examination of the evidence and views, the performance testing. These all we can look around. We have sufficient system or control in place. We can look around substantial procedures, final assessment control system, and how consistent they are applied to home. Okay, so control activities, we can look around order and granting credit. For suppose sale made good, credit rating, and we encourage to pay prompt, and orders are corrected and orders are fulfilled, displaying and invoicing all the dispatches are recorded, invoicing is correct. So credit notes, if we have, so we can validate the reason why credit note we are keeping recording, accounting, and the client control transaction are recorded, correct amount, the correct period, and if it's the bad data is recoverable that have been claim and recorded as well. Segregation of duties, who is responsible for that, who's authorizing, sequential, the numbers of the invoices and correct purchase quoted, matching with the orders and dispatch note, and dealing with the customer queries. And test of control, we can look around the references, authorization, credit limit, and matching for the credit control. So control activities, internal control, dispatching invoices, we can look around authorization, examination, recording, matching, the sequence, signatures of customer delivery note, authorization of the prices, and automatic accuracy is good, that could be delivered as being stated in the invoice. Counting, recording the credit notes, aggregation, recording, matching, retention, preparation, checking, receivable statement, and receipt, and chase overdue, that is authorized and written off, and reconciliation between the sale control and the sale ledger control. Sale ledger is mean the trade receivables, and the sale ledgers is mean each individual, that's a sub ledger with the sale, we can match it, if we have a credit sale. So test of control, verify the details of the invoices within the dispatch. We can look test up the numerical sequence record, verify the invoices, inventories, check the entity books, and check the records, if anyone have that. Okay, so we can look around different purchase system control objective. We can look around ordering. Yes, orders are authorized, made the authorized suppliers, and competitive pricing. Receive invoices only accepted it from the authorized orders. Accurate recorded, liabilities recognized, good receive, and the credit note. Accounting, yes, expenditures is being good received, authorized, properly recorded, correct amount, and the correct period. Internal control, who was responsible, certain policies, pre-numbers, authorization, monitoring, test of control is a voider or glitches in invoices, and we can look around. So control activities, again, examine of the inward GR, good received notes. These are all the process, like issuing invoices, authorization, recording, good receive, good being dispatched, and all we can look around. We can find few transactions, segregation of duties from recording, comparison, suppliers, authorization, location, location of expenditure, what sort of reconcile between the purchase ledger with the total balance, and procedures to cut off which date to which date. Yes. So check, invoices, numbers correctly, mathematical correct, posted the ledger correctly, not, putting extra significant amount missing. And those, all this we can look. Okay, so control further we can look around the these are all the control for different purposes. Like you can look around the cash system control, you can look around the purchase, payment, and all this different control. We can look on all money received or bank recorded safely against the loss in the theft. All payment are authorized, made out, the correctly paid. Record the payments are not made twice, for the same liability. Internal control, segregation of duty, who are responsible are not the conflict, because if the same person generating and same person authorizing the credit and paying the payment, it can be more risk of the fraud, the post stamp with the date receipt and restriction on the receipt and the agreement of the cash collection from maintenance and give recording. So test of control, observing post opening. So these, different control we can observe and we can implement. Okay, then we can look around the internal control, daily banking, when we're doing the cash business, banking receipt, we have restriction opening new bank account, limitation of the cash flow trade, surprise the cash count, and custody of the cash and the check, and restriction on issue blank checks, yes. Bank reconciliation with the cash book and the passbook, which we carry on, and the payment checks, requisitions supported by the document, authorize the signatory, from dispatch, signed, payment recorded, cash payment authorized, limit on disbursement, and the rules. So these we can look around. The test of control again, payment, banking, and all we can look around. That's it. We can do the observations as well. That's which we'll carry on using, and that's quite crucial in the control system and reduce the fraud. Okay, control activity recording, protection, inventory holding, valuation. If you're looking the inventory, all inventory movement is recorded. All inventory recorded is owned by the company. Inventory is recorded exists. Quantities is recorded correctly, and cutoff period, which inventory to which date we are looking. Protection, safeguard again the theft or damage of the inventory, then the valuation of the inventory correctly, and allowance made, the slow moving goods obsolete, and what the procedures of the bad debts are, the inventory being lost, its values, how we can record it. So internal control, segregation of duties, good inwards, check inventories issued, supported with the document, inventory record maintained, test of control, which we can look at inventory count, discrepancies are investigated, authorized, and corrected, and inventory is being covered. Okay, so we can look around the internal control, protections, yes, precautions again, theft, precaution again, that the values are lost and stolen, the security of the inventory is held by parties and regular inventory count. Valuation appropriate, calculation is checked, control of inventory is viewed, and accounting for the waste is provided. Inventory holding, provision made, inventory levels, minimum and maximum inventories exist, and the test of control, sample the inventory record, the goods received and dispatched, sequence of the inventory control, security of the arrangement of inventory, and the consider. These are, we can look around the control activities can be implied when we looking the payroll control. So we look the timesheet, we look the who is paying, which amount we paying, all it's quite crucial to look around the system. Need to be deduction from the pay, the taxes, correct, implies it's being paid, deduction is made correctly, internal segregation of duties, who are responsible, who authorized it, who recorded, who's the custody of the cash, whom we make the payment, salary in the bank account, reconciliation accounts being how much was claimed, how much being paid, is being reconciled, and recording payroll and reconciliation of deduction and surprise cash counts, which we can look at what is actual cash and what is being. So we can look around the test of controls, all the aspect of the payroll. We can look around the new national minimum wage, the laws and morals and the ethics being like minimum wage is 11.45 and our system being changed and the cash being calculated and the payments made according to the laws and the regulations. Okay, so control activities, non-current assets, non-current asset register we can look around, being kept securely, being disposed of the assets, internal control, authorization, asset is being inspected, budget for the purchase per day. We can look around the depreciation rate, those being applied, what basis we decide with the method of depreciation. It was straight line, diminishing, or we are the constant with the message. If we change, we need to. Okay, so for internal control, please, we can use the key abbreviation ACCA maps, which is mean authorization, computer control, comparison, arithmetic control, maintenance and review, account reconciliation, physical control, and segregation of duties can be. So ECA maps can be used, or these are can be used, for safeguarding and control system. And these abbreviations we can use it for different purposes. Assurance, we had a discussion. Assurance engagement with the practitioner is account and express the conclusion, design and enhance the degree of the confidence of internal users, reasonable parties, and we can look around is the reasonable high level of assurance, limited assurance, what they tested and stated negatively, and the details can give, not never give the absolute assurance. Inherently limitations can be what inherently risk, if you're doing the cash business. It can be huge risk, like cash can be stolen, tax maybe not paying. So these, details can and subjective judgment of the directors. Directors are not give the information what the control and the governance procedures are in place. So understand the entity environment as a details is quite crucial. Industries, regulators, laws and procedures to understand the environment, audit risk, different types of risk audit can be. Audit is the risk can be auditor stated in the financial statement fairly presented when they are not. That can be audit risk. uh, then audit risk leads to the different risk. We can risk of material misstatement, inherent risk, the risk that the item will be materially misstatement due to their value or contact because the asset bought and the inventory value not revalued, and the control risk is the risk that the entity internal control system not prevented, not deducted. That's itself the risk. Deduction risk, the risk that the editors will not deduct the material misstatement that was existing in the financial statement. Editor will look at due to the sample size or the procedures being not follow. That can be. So audit risk leads to internal risk, control risk, deduction risk. Okay, yes. So risk, the auditor has no control over the inherent risk, and the control risk are affected by the entity. If the auditor's primarily the assessment include the experience of control and operating effectively. So audit risk regulate the adequacy of accounting system, financial statement, double entry bookkeeping, accounting standards. So that will help you to reduce the risk. So consider of effect, the risk material statement, test of control, substantial procedures, are test of analytical. These all can be used to reduce the risk. Okay, always look when measuring the materiality of material insignificant item being included or being missed. The measure of how the important of the item and the issues is related to the financial statement as a whole and individual items. A detail must consider the materiality. Any question until now, please, if you have. Yeah, so we can look around internal control, ACA map. Yeah, that's abbreviation. When we do the internal control, we assess the materiality, help judge what are the many items to test, whether to sample technique, level of misstatement leading to the modification of audit opinions. Yes, in terms of material, and we can look around persuasive, and item must be which we can look around relative size, their natures, and effect on that which we can record it, and that's quite crucial. Significant risk, we can look around special audit consideration, fraud risk in some businesses high, what we are doing toward Is the management incentivized due to the commission and the sale is being linked, and who is the in the governance and authorize this? Yes, these are opportunities and of the rationalization for the fraud. So unusual transactions, discuss the suspect, or the suspectabilities which can be that leads to the risk, evaluate the relevant control, carried out the extra procedures, document findings, reports, and the system what they're using. And please, if you want to look around extras, we've been given here the link. You can read the chapter, or it's quite good, if you want to please further enhance your understanding about audit. So you can set up account free, which is absolutely is quite good too. You can log in, it's free login details you can prepare if you want to, and look around under ACCA, and you can look around audit assurance. Yes, AA, which is audit assurance, it's F8 exam, and you can download the booklet, which is quite good. This booklet, please, and this where all of course you're not doing your exam, but you can, and you can watch each topic. The free resource bank is quite good, yeah. So we are looking internal controls, go down, yeah. We discuss computer control, we are looking internal control, yeah. We done the under the internal control can be for different or assets, their internal control. So these are internal control chapters, so it's good to be, and you can watch and you can read as well. So that's all from my end. And please, if you have any question, you can ask. Any question, please, from anyone? Okay, so today our key things which we discuss is about internal control. And within that, we look around audit assurance, and we discuss about audit risk. Audit risk leads to the inherently, or it can be control risk, or it can be leads to overall risk. So we can minimize if we have a good internal control system in place in our organization. And audit means checking the accuracy in the in the book of accounts. That's the key. And within that, according to the study, we can look around the segregation of DT complete information that's appropriate or not. Huh? Any question?
Hello,
Yes.
hello, hello, sir.
Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome.
actually, sir, this is not in related to today's topics, but I just little bit confused because I don't actually connect you with the past lectures. I just registered a few days ago. So actually, I just want to know what is the difference between actual, in a word, that audit and assurance. I